Hello, dear students. Welcome to What, Why, How, the daily initiative by IAS Baba, where we take up current affairs or editorials and we declutter it in less than 10 minutes. The topic that I've chosen for today is one of the most discussed topic that is doing the rounds. It's about the Union Budget 2025, already in news because it happens to be the finance minister's eighth budget, thereby inching closer to the highest record of budgets given by a single finance minister. Previously, it was Morarji Desai who had given 10 budgets across several periods of time. Now, the finance minister, Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, is also leading towards that record. Apart from that, the budget has also brought in a lot of excitement for several classes of population. As we speak right now, there has been announcement of the income tax exemptions being up to rupees 12 lakh income. That is a huge relief for the middle class of the country. Now, apart from that, what are the major important stuff or important decisions that have been taken in the budget, and why these decisions have been taken, etc., are going to get decluttered in the rest 10 minutes. One of the first things that have been seen as an improvement over here is the entire budget was divided into several sectors, primarily giving focus to agriculture, labor, investment in labor, MSME sectors, etc. When it comes to agriculture, there has been the announcement of the Pradhan Mantri Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana, which is primarily looking forward to developing agri districts program, and it will cover almost 100 districts. There has been the declaration of a national mission for high yielding seeds. There's going to be a Makhana board that is going to be getting set up in Bihar. You know, this is a very popular snack. It is filled with nutrients, and now there was already discussion about how this is going to be like a superfood that India is exporting to the world. The Kisan credit cards, which facilitate short-term loans for, already it has been facilitating short-term loans for almost 7.7 crore farmers. The loan limit is now enhanced from 3 lakh to 5 lakh. Huge relief to a lot of farmers who are finding it difficult to garner capital for their initiatives. For the Atmanirbharta in urea production, a plant with an annual capacity of almost 12.7 lakh metric tons will be set up in Assam. Coming to the MSME and other sectors, an alternate investment fund have been declared, which will have commitments of more than 91,000 crore, and also a new fund is going to get set up, which is going to have a seed fund of almost 10,000 crore. A new scheme will be launched for 5 lakh scheduled caste and scheduled tribe first time entrepreneurs. A National Institute of Food Technology, Entrepreneurship and Management is also declared to be launched in Bihar. Thereafter, there have been several initiatives in the education sector also, some of it being that the Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan, which already provides nutritional support to over 8 crore children and 1 crore pregnant women, mothers, etc. There has been more funding allotted to Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0 mission. 50,000 Atal tinkering labs will be set up in government schools in the next 5 years. Broadband connectivity is planned to be provided to all government secondary schools and primary centers in rural areas. Huge initiative when it comes to the Digital India mission. A Bharatiya Bhasha Pustak scheme is to be implemented for Indian languages, books, or schools and higher education. 5 national centers of excellence for skilling will also be set up. Thereafter, a Center of Excellence for Artificial Intelligence in Education will be set up at a total outlay of almost 500 crore. There's also a very hopeful declaration when the government has said that they're planning to expand medical education in the country. In the next year, additional 10,000 seats will be added to the medical education sector. Now, all of these initiatives stem from the idea of Viksit Bharat, or the idea of a developed India is what is being mentioned over here. So, in the beginning of her speech, the finance minister used the terms of Viksit Bharat, and she was met with the questions of what exactly is Viksit Bharat. And here she had outlined few initiatives, or she had outlined the objectives of it. Viksit Bharat is an India which has zero poverty, 100% quality, good school education, access to high quality, affordable, and comprehensive healthcare, 100% skilled labor with meaningful employment, 70% of the women should be involved in economic activities, and the farmers of India would be making India the food basket of the world. This is the concept of a developed India or a Viksit Bharat. And it is to ensure that these goals are met, is what this budget has been declared. So you will see that even previously, a day ago, the economic survey had come about, and one of the projections of it was India's economy is expected to grow in the range of 6.3% and 6.8% in the time gap of 2025-2026. Right now, we are at 6.4 percentage, and according to this, if we have to scale the heights of 6.5 plus or 6.8 percentage growth, we need to align with these goals. And to align with these goals, these initiatives of the budget that even now, as we speak, are getting declared. You tomorrow again, we'll have a quick discussion about what are the other initiatives, but I hope this is now clear to you. Until we meet again, take care and happy learning.